Hey everybody, the time is almost 5. Hey y'all, I'm outside today. Let's see if I can get it to act right and no cicadas come my way. Come on in, tag a friend, invite a friend. Probably should have did that before the camera got started. Alrighty. Y'all gotta let me know when it's like 5:03 so I can get started. I'm outside on the patio, so I don't have a clock to see what time it is. But y'all let me know when it's 5:03. Hey everybody. Tag a friend, invite a friend, share. So don't forget to let me know when it's 5:03. Hey, Keisha. Kathy. Hey. What time is it, y'all? Let me know when it's 5:03. Because I don't want to hold y'all. This won't be long either. So we going to get through this. Hey, Purse. Okay, y'all, what time is it? I feel like I'm just gonna get started because I don't know what time it is, and I'm just feeling like I'm in limbo. I don't want to just have y'all staring at me. I can make poses while y'all staring. Okay, thank you. So, the gift of saying no. Now, y'all know I have to always operate from my own personal wheelhouse. And I remember as a young child, I was always coined as not being friendly because I didn't smile, and I just wasn't the friendly. I wasn't considered friendly, and so what ended up happening due to me not being considered friendly, I started overcompensating and becoming a people pleaser. And so I wanted everybody to like me, and I found myself over explaining everything that I was doing. And so it became, I would go out of my way to make other people happy. I guess I would even say that I was setting myself on fire to keep other people warm. That became what I would do. And so therefore I struggled with saying no. And I did it for three reasons. The first one was I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. If you know me when I was young, I would always say that I was ugly. I didn't think that I was pretty. I didn't think I was smart. I just did not like myself. I can now, at the braces, I can say, I used to have a gap so big you could put $10 worth of quarters in my gap. Like I had bad acne. I just did not like myself. I just didn't. And so And then the next one, I always felt like, well, if I could do it, then I should. I shouldn't not do it. And then the last thing was I was looking for other people for validation, and so for their approval. So as I was reading Matthew 25, Matthew chapter 25, verses 1 through 11, it's really verses 1 through 13, but for the sake of this, we're going to talk about verses 1 through 11. And we're all familiar with the 10 versions. 5 wise and 5 were foolish. Now, I must say, this particular parable is it's talking about the coming of Christ. So, but in everything, God always has, you can get multiple lessons from one thing. And so my multiple lesson in this was the gift of saying no. Now you're gonna be like, how you get no out of this? But we're gonna navigate through this. All right. So there was, like I said, there was five foolish versions and 5 wise versions. And as the story goes on, they both brought their lamps they were invited to a banquet, but they couldn't go into the banquet until the bridegroom came. And so the 5 foolish just brought their lamps. The 5 wise brought their lamps and some extra oil. So now they're getting tired. They fall off to sleep. And about midnight, they hear somebody screaming, the bridegroom's coming, go out to him and greet him. So when they trim their lamps up to see him, the foolish are like, oh, we don't have, our lights are about to go out. Can you give us some of your oil? And the wise said, no, go out and buy your own, because the bridegroom had not come yet. He just was near. I guess they knew he was near. So they end up leaving, and when they leave, the bridegroom does come. And so the wise go into the banquet. When the foolish return, the door is locked. They can't get in. So I thought about that, and I was like, man, there are opportunities that it's okay to say no, because I was always thinking like, gosh, that's not Christ-like to tell people no when you can help. Now that doesn't mean just if you can help people, just go out here and just no people. I'm not saying that, because I think that as long as you have opportunity, we should go out here and support and help. I believe wholeheartedly we should do that. But we need to also ask ourselves, one, even though the 5 wise had enough to spare, they didn't know if they were going to have, because they said, if we give you some, we don't know if we're going to have enough. And so with that being said, it's just like giving people money. I know we've all heard the saying, don't give people something you can't afford to lose. So the same went with this. If they would have given some of their oil, it could have put them in a situation where they wouldn't have been able to provide for themselves. And oftentimes, the second point is, oftentimes when people get the same opportunities as us, they just choose to sleep on their opportunity. And it's funny, because in this parable, it said that they slept. They were tired and they fell asleep. But here was the opportunity. When the foolish saw that the wise had oil, why didn't they then go out and go get some oil right then? That would have been the perfect time, but they decided to go to sleep. And so what happens in this instance, now you're asleep, you're asleep, and now you need some oil. Now your lack of preparation on your behalf shouldn't constitute an emergency on mine. And so again, a lot of times we put ourselves, we can put our own households in jeopardy trying to take care of somebody else. I know I have done it. I have a big heart, and I've had to learn to discern whom I should give something to, because everybody, you can't give it to them at that moment in time. So, and I've especially learned this as a mom with Nadia. It's so much easier for me to it's hard for me to tell her no. And I'm sure it's hard at any of you to tell your children, no, it's so much easier for you just to do it. But what am I teaching her if I do it always for her? I'm not teaching her to be independent of me, because there's going to come a time that my time on this earth is going to come to an end. And if I haven't equipped her to be able to be a wise steward of what she has, I've actually failed her. And so I had to learn to discern when was it appropriate to give and when it's not. And so, it's funny. She can cook, but it's some kind of way the food always tastes better if I do it. And I'm like, Nadia, why can't you make the tacos? Oh, they don't taste like yours. Okay, well, we're going to walk through the steps. Is it easier for me to just go on and cook it? Yep. But then it's going to be the same thing next time. And also, I'm giving her the confidence to know that you can do it. You can do it. It's going to taste just as great. Add some extra to it. Now, guess what? It tastes even better than mine. Just create your own. So, like I said, I don't want this to be misunderstood that we shouldn't help people, because we most definitely should. And I believe that when there's opportunity, we should do good among all. And so, but I want to point out these 5 things. But if we're so busy helping other people, is our own house in order? I remember it was somebody, I helped them pay a bill, and I had a shut-off notice. That wasn't being a wise steward of what God had blessed me with, And so the next thing is, what is your motivation behind helping? My motivation behind helping people in my brokenness was I wanted their validation. It wasn't so much that I wanted to help. It was that I wanted them to be like, oh, girl, thank you so much. Oh, I was looking for their praise. Next, I had to understand that every assignment is not my assignment. I can't help everybody. I just cannot. And also, every good work is not a ministry. It's not. It don't have to be your ministry. Let me say it that way. And number 5, there's peace of mind and freedom in saying no. And so when I say the gift of no, the gift is for you. It's not the gift for them, because it's not a punishment. It's just really the reality that I can't always be there for you. Now, that doesn't mean be a gatekeeper of what I have or any of those type of things. You have to learn how to help people, but also help them to help themselves. And so this doesn't make you a bad Christian if you say no. It doesn't make you difficult if you say no. It doesn't make you combative if you say no. I'm in these dating streets always, because I got to talk from my own personal wheelhouse, and we all done heard the 3 F's, and maybe y'all haven't. But the 3 F's from KS, I ain't gonna say his name on my stuff, but the 3 F's from him was fit, funny, and friendly. And so I know that in dating, people will feel like if you say no, then you're not fun. If you say no, then you're not friendly. And so I found myself conforming to the world because I didn't want to be labeled as the difficult woman. So then I'm also, my goal is to also equip everybody with, is, like I said, being able to have the tools to get it yourself. Like the old saying says about, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And so, same with bread, it's a bunch of different sayings that go along with that. But it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, you know what, I just can't do this. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and I was saying how if the two of you want to come together and say, hey, you know what, we're going to build your credit up. And if we're building your credit up, and then when it's time to reconcile and look at your credit, and you're like, okay, how come your balance didn't change? Oh, it didn't change because I went out and bought that purse. Okay, we talk about it, we create another plan, then you go back and do it again, and you're like, well, dang, wait a minute. How come the balances didn't go down again? Oh, I bought them shoes. Okay, now we got a problem. Now I got to step back because I'm trying to give you the tools, but you don't want the tools. You're choosing to navigate this the way you want. You don't want the change. You just want me to do it for you. And that's not helping you at all. And it's not helping me either. So, the last thing is, I believe God wants you to be a good steward of what he has given you and be wise over what God has entrusted you. And as I said, this isn't a punishment. Telling somebody no is not a punishment. It actually is a boundary. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to give anymore. You don't have to be nasty. Now, I do believe if somebody is hungry and they're asking for some food, there is nothing wrong. You should. However, you have to use discernment in being able to say, hey, this is what this is. This is what I'm willing to help you do. And this may be a one-time thing. Like, I have a girlfriend, I love her, but she knows she cannot ask me for money ever again in life. Ever. Because when you get it, you don't do what you're supposed to do with it. Now, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't help her. If your light's about to get turned off, I'll call DTE for you. I'll pay the bill, but I'm not going to put the money in your hand because you are too irresponsible with doing that. I'm going to help you in a different way. So help can come in different ways, but I firmly say no to putting it in your hand. I'm just not going to do it. So that's it, y'all. I said it was going to be easy and quick. So like I said, this was from the parable of the 10 virgins. And I always looked at, like I said, this actually is about the kingdom, about heaven. However, it was also a lesson for me in there where you can learn to say no. And it's okay to say no, even if you are in a position to help. Because if it's going to cause, like I said, they didn't know if they were going to run out of oil. And that's what they told them. No, we don't know if we're going to run out of oil. Even though they had oil. And we don't know if they ran out or not. But we do know that the others had an opportunity to go get some oil, because instead of going to sleep, they could have went out there and got the oil for themselves. They just made a decision to go ahead and sleep in hopes that the people who were wise would give them what they should have gave for themselves. So that's it, y'all. I enjoyed you as always. This was quick and easy. So I hope you guys gleaned something from it. I don't think I said who I am, but y'all know I'm Monique. And so I'm always excited to bring you guys my interpretation of how God has inspired me to understand his word, and to give you a different perspective on something we've been reading for years and years and years. So it is okay to give people the gift of no, because the gift is for you. It becomes your boundary, and no does not have to be explained any further. The answer is no. It's just no. You don't have to explain it, and the more you become healed and whole, you will find, at least I have learned, that I don't have to give any more explanation. No is good. It's good. So I will talk to you all hopefully on the next Wednesday if the Lord says the same. All right. Bye-bye.